Hello, everyone, and welcome to the World War II Daily Podcast. Today, with a very different kind of video. You know, we do interviews, and that's what we do. We're going to keep doing interviews, don't worry. But I thought it was a very good opportunity for me to share something different, a video of me visiting Camel Blue and Camel Red sectors of Operation Dragoon, southern France. I did it all by myself, all the research, all the effort. I walked for 2 hours, roughly 9.5 kilometers. You can do the conversion to miles, whatever. It's far away. I walked a lot, and I had the opportunity to film a lot of stuff, and I edited everything yesterday. I wanted to share with you this experience I had. So I hope you learned something. I hope you enjoy, and see you. So this area where I am right now, leaving the port of Saint-Raphaël behind me here, it's the port. It was a very important logistic area after the initial, when they established the beachhead, right? They quickly took the city and quickly started to use the port of Saint-Raphaël to logistic purposes, right? But right over this is Camel Blue sector of the 36th Infantry Division, and over there is Camel Red. I'll try to get there. They say we still can see bunkers, fire positions, machine gun nests, and all of that. So let's see if we can get there. Cap Dramont, something like that. Let's see if I can get there and show you the area where heavy fight took place. So the fight here started on August 15th, 1944, and you are World War II fans, right? So you know this is after D-Day. So the Germans were fighting in two fronts. And what is very interesting to me is the impact that Operation Dragoon had on the Brazilian Expeditionary Force. It diverted a lot of equipment that was supposed to go to the Brazilians to the French and American forces fighting here in southern France. So there is a monument over there. We're gonna check that out right now. And yeah, we're now at a monument that celebrates the armies of France that fought in Africa, not only during World War II, but throughout French history. But here we have this little stone. It's the name of the square, Bir Hachem combats, right from May 27 to June 11, 1942. It's in French, but basically 3,700 French expeditionary soldiers, right, from Free France fought about 32,000 Axis forces in Bir Hachem. And yeah, I'll probably post about that later so you can learn more about it. And the monument is beautiful. Look. So here you have a monument remembering and celebrating the martyrs of the French resistance here in Saint-Raphaël from 1939 to 1945. The French resistance played a very important role during Operation Dragoon, as much as they played on D-Day and Operation Overlord, right? And yeah, we're going to continue. I hope we find more monuments and more places like this as we walk towards Camel Red sector. So as I move towards Cap Dramont, I'll tell you a little bit of what happened here on August 15, 1944. Just like on D-Day, on Normandy, and back when I was in Korea on Green Beach for during the landings of Operation Chromite over there. Cape Dramont is that way. We're walking that way. Let's see if I can get there. It's roughly an hour walking. So this place was bombed, not only by the Air Force, but also by the Navy. So it was heavily damaged. And throughout the 15th, Saint-Raphaël, that lays behind me now, I started to walk from there, was progressively taken by the soldiers of the 36th. The city itself, the city of Saint-Raphaël, although defended, it wasn't heavily defended. The place where the Germans were actually waiting, the Americans, was in Cap Dramont, where I'm going, and the initial fight was pretty heavy, and the Americans sustained heavy losses. But as soon as they broke through the initial resistance, they could smoothly move towards Saint-Raphaël to the west and liberate the city and use the city as a logistics center. Right now I'm moving through Santa Lucia. Very beautiful place, as you can see. Nothing much to see here. I'll get back to you later. So this is the main road that connects Cape Dramont to Saint-Raphaël that way. This is Santa Lucia. This is the road where the Allied forces would move towards Saint-Raphaël to capture the city through Santa Lucia, which was a defended place by the Germans. This is a neighborhood that is part of Saint-Raphaël. So yeah, all these places you see, they were probably here already. This old house right here sure was here during the advance of the Allies here. There was no disembarking here, but they had to move through this place, through this road right here to get to Saint-Raphaël and to the port. Awesome, right? Amazing. Let's see what we're gonna find. I'm still on the way to Cap Dramont, and you can see places like this, a little property here that was here for sure during the war. See, the Allies were coming from there. Imagine, like, look at how, like, it goes straight forward. See, if you're over there trying to come this way, imagine like snipers, machine guns, and you know, so many vantage points for the Germans here. That must have been brutal for the American soldiers of the 36th Infantry Division. And that's why I do this. That's why I'm walking for an hour, over 4 kilometers, to show you this. It's because I like, but it's also because we need to remember the efforts, not only of the Americans, but also the French people who lived here back in 1944. So when the Allies were heading to Camel, where I'm going to right now, they faced fierce German resistance. And they called in a bombardment of 90 B-24s. And that wasn't enough to destroy the defensive positions over there. In fact, Delta and Alpha sectors were easy for the troops that were landing, because remember, the Germans, holy shit, remember, the Germans were trying to contain the Allied advance on Western France. Oh yeah, look at this. Right over there is Camel. Yeah, let's keep going. So the disembark was fragmented and really violent. So this area where I am was heavily patrolled by the Germans, but not heavily defended by them as Cape Dramont was, because I can't show you right now, but the shores here are really rocky. Not that in Cape Dramont, it isn't rocky. As far as I know, it was extremely hard to get the landing crafts on that place. So even with heavy bombardment from the air, from the Navy, the place was still extremely hard to take. And as far as I know, the landing crafts were trying to find suitable places to drop the troops, and it was really hard. So they started to get hit, and the 36th Infantry Division found themselves in hell here in Cape Dramont. The Germans must have been really paranoid, because there are many of these little beaches on the way all along the coast, and those are all potential landing places, not for big forces, but like commando forces, little infantry units. And yeah, they must have been extremely paranoid when they saw the fleet coming from over there, right? It's just awesome to be here. This is the World War II Daily again, taking you around South Korea, Portugal, and now World War II, Operation Dragoon, the invasion of southern France. Heck yeah. It is worth mentioning that once the 36th Infantry Division started their attempt to land on Cape Dramont, I'm going to turn the camera around. Once they set foot on the rocky shores, the 141st Infantry Regiment found itself in a very difficult situation. And that made the command to hold the disembarks on Cape Dramont in Camel Red sector and turn the 142nd and the 143rd Infantry Regiments to Camel Blue, where we were back in Saint-Raphaël. So yeah, it was pretty rough. According to the sources I found, the 141st Infantry Regiment got spread around, and they were caught by crossfire from high points. But dude, look at this! There's a freaking medieval tower on that little rocky island over there. Such a beautiful place. France, congratulations! And look at this. The way to Cape Dramont from Saint-Raphaël, if you want to walk from Saint-Raphaël to Cape Dramont, have in mind, it's going to be hard. It's far, it's slightly going upwards, and there's no sidewalk, dude. Look at this. I'm literally walking on the road right here. There's no way to run. Look at the car coming from there. Yeah, but it's all worth it. It's all for history, all for memory, and all to show you how the most eastern part of Operation Dragoon looked like, or looks like, and the monuments surrounding the area. And yeah, I wonder if there's a railroad right here behind these bushes. I wonder if it was here already. We made it. Beach of the Disembark. Disembarkment, actually. Yeah, let's go ahead. Parking is over there, but I don't have anything to park, right? Just walking like a madman, and that's what I do. That's what I always do. That's what I did in Green Beach. That's what I did in Swan. That's what I did everywhere I went to show you World War II and any other historical thing. I just walk in and I show you stuff. It's interesting to see the railroad there, some structures that are Probably from that time. So I think the railroad was here. Oh, is that a bunker? It is. It's a casemate. Okay, let's try to get there. Okay, I can't get there. I crossed the road. I took some pictures of it, but it's clearly a casemate over there. See? Clearly a defensive position. The beach is towards this way, and that's a German defensive position. Wow. Yeah, we're starting to get to the heart of Camel and the disembarkments here in southern France during Operation Dragoon. Fuck yeah. Look at the train. See? The railroad is right there. Yeah, let me see what's going on here. I'll be right back. What does this say? Again. Yeah. Heck yeah. Let's go. My friends from the World War II Daily, we are here where action took place on August 15th, 1944. I'm going to show you down there. We're going to get down there soon. But here you can see some monuments already here. There's another monument over here. I don't want to record that way because there's some people. Let's be respectful. Yeah, look at this. Cap Dramont, August 15th, 1944. Things got pretty bad for the 101st Infantry Regiment of the 36th Infantry Division. Oh, there's a landing craft there. Oh yes. How much I love this. How can I love this so much? These men were brave men and they deserve our attention, our respect. So right here, I'm under the flags of the nations that fought here. And it says, over this defended beach, the men of the 36th Infantry Division stormed the shore on 15th August 1944. Together with their French allies, they began here the drive that took them across France, through Germany, and to Austria, to the final destruction of the German armies and the Nazi regime. Hell yeah. And right here you have this landing craft. Yeah, and it mentions the 141st Infantry Regiment that disembarked here and suffered the heaviest losses. And you also have the 1st Ranger Battalion from Canada. So the apparently the signs I saw over there are for a captain who disembarked here on the beach down there. We're going to get down there soon with about 190 of his men, and this is where hell broke loose. They got all spread around and they were getting fire. Look, high positions over there, high positions over there, high positions over there. This is a cauldron that became hell for the men of the 141st Infantry Regiment of the 36th Infantry Division. This area of the monument here was built in 2000. It's a huge area. There are many information signs all around me. You have here 2024 and over there 1944. These were painted to celebrate the 80th anniversary of the landings here. And yeah, this one has the American flag, that one has the French flag, and you have the British, the French, and the American flag flying over there. Okay, so now I'm making my way down to the beach, down to the rocky shores of Cap Dramont. I was reading up there that Let me show you the way while I talk to you. Slowly, the 142nd and 141st Infantry Regiments were being directed towards Fréjus, towards that way. I was there a little earlier today, but I couldn't take any pictures and stuff. But yeah, because of the difficulties they found here in Cap Dramont, where they were originally planned to disembark. Let's take a look on how hard the terrain is. I'm pretty sure it's pretty fucked up. But yeah, the 141st Infantry Regiment of the 36th Infantry Division came down of their ships here under heavy German fire. I want you to get down to the beach with me, and we're gonna do it together. Okay, let's go. Here we go. Cap Dramont, southern France, Saint-Raphaël. Many Americans, British, French lost their lives right here, facing the Nazi Germans who were holding this position, desperately holding this position, but they weren't able to resist. To that way, Camel Blue, and this is Camel Red, where we are. Can you imagine the fleet? Can you imagine the bombardments? Can you imagine the battle? Look at this. Disembarking here is not a good idea. Look at this. Very rocky. Over there, there's something that looks like a defensive bunker, casemate, whatever. We're gonna go there, gonna check it out. But very rough, very hard. Over that way as well, rocky as hell. Not easy to disembark in here. You have like high vantage positions all around this little pocket here. Now, you understand why they diverted the attack from here to other places where they could actually land and fight. The men who got down here were cut off and suffered heavy losses, differently from all the other places that Operation Dragoon was taking place. Look at this. Is it rocky enough for you? Holy shit, it's even hard to walk. If you come down here under fire, you're screwed. You're done. And I imagine this were all filled with Jerry's, right? Jerry's popping out everywhere here. Look at this. It's so freaking hard to walk. I think it's gonna mess with my shoes. Hopefully they're gonna come out of here in a single piece. The World War II daily here in Cap Dramont, Operation Dragoon. Which other page you know brings you that far? Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Support us, it's really important. Okay guys, I thought I was going to be able to see some of the concrete structures over to the other side of the beach. Over there. And behind me there are some as well that were surely bunkers here, defensive positions. But time is short and we gotta keep moving. The sun is setting, and I gotta eat something. So this is the last look we're gonna have from the disembarks here on Cap Dramont, and hopefully you enjoyed. I'm gonna make a post about it for sure later. today, and World War II Daily here in Operation Dragoon, South Bay, France. See you guys. Bye-bye.